Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of r/slash Tales from Your Server. In today's episode, gotta love being told you can't take any more tables to serve a 20 top of a college football team, and get this. The most embarrassment I've ever felt. Long time problem legally served. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. Gotta love being told you can't take any more tables to serve a 20 top of a college football team, and get this. I was serving a college recruiting party for a college near my work. Originally the party was 12, I was serving them and things were going fine. Eventually groups of 2 to 3 start coming in and joining their table. They start grabbing tables from nearby and making mega table. I didn't mind cause the whole thing was my section and my manager said I needed to focus on this group. I gave them some of the best service arguably that I've ever given. They ended up ordering $600 worth of food at the end of it. I asked who was taking the bill or splitting the check. The coach then goes, "I'll take it, gotta show these recruits what life at this college is about, especially on my team." I jokingly asked when tryouts are and whatever. Hoping for a good tip. Drop the check off after it's paid for and everyone says thank you and stuff. Get the check after, and I was left $30 on $600 after attending to their table for 3 hours. I got some 1 tops and 2 tops toward the end, but I made basically $30 in 3 hours. What a joke. Auto gratuity on large groups. Any restaurant that does not do this, never take large parties. What a joke though, honestly. I wish we did do that. Can't take any more tables? Fine. I'll do my checkout right now. Yeah, no kidding. I should have been more pissed about this, didn't even think about it that much. Oh, who doesn't love cheapskate big shots? This summer I had this group of 4 regulars SUSSFUL businessmen come in. One of them orders a half portion of something, and I like to let people know that it's only $2 less than the regular size. It's not in the menu, and I'd be kinda annoyed if I didn't know. So I tell Mr. Hustle, and he just laughs and says haha, as if money were any issue for us. Guess how much they tipped on the bill their boss company paid? Seems like money was an issue after all. They never tip when they come in. A lot of rich people get rich by exploiting people, so yeah, there's a good chance they were successful businessmen. $530 became $600 awfully fast, lol. Just teasing ya. Yeah, lol, they were a college party, so they got a tax exemption. It was like $50 in tax taken off. Without the picture, I didn't wanna explain it, lol. But yes, so annoying. I both have 1. Worked as a server and 2. Currently work for a university where recruiting is ongoing in just about every department. Right now, my partner's department is recruiting for a new professor, and has been whining and dining candidates. I literally just found out through her that the university has an actual percentage limit on how much the person paying can tip if they either want to get reimbursed for the dinner or are using a university P-card, purchasing card, to pay. What percentage? 15% maximum. Certainly does nothing to actually encourage tipping. That said, even at 10% you should have made at least $60 off that table. Instead you got 5% and a mad scramble to try and make up for it with your last few smaller tables. Why do I think they altered the receipt to claim 15% and pocketed the 10% difference? I really feel like in instances like this they think they are tipping X amount on top of autograt. Or maybe that's the delusion I tell myself. Before we were allowed to add it, I'd write "thank you, my name," smiley face at the bottom of the check but near the total. A lot of times the show-off guys don't even really look at the bill, but with a handwritten something on the bottom it increased my probability of them to stop and look at the check, but again possibly another one of my delusions. Clever. There was a study a couple decades ago that found a note like that increased tip rates. It seemed to be assumed that it was because it was perceived as friendly, and introducing yourself by name at the start of service also increased tip rates, but I wonder if strategic placement of the note on the check, near the tip line, might be more important. Ouch. I knew you were going to get screwed the second you said college. I'm working at a college now. We've got rules about how much we're allowed to tip if we want to be reimbursed. Seriously. No more than 15%. I want to strangle each and every person behind that rule, but since I'm powerless to make changes, I've just started carrying cash to tip on top of what's allowed by the college. Seriously, F***ck that rule though. Even 15% would have been $75. What a cheapskate. I worked at the Olive Garden way back when and had this happen. Me being young and reckless, I went up to the table and said, "Hey guys, I saw the 5% tip, and I just wanted to apologize if I offended you in any way during tonight's service. Tips are a representation of how I do my job, and I must really have offended someone judging by my compensation. I do truly apologize." Then I left. The dude got berated by his family and everyone else chipped in, and I ended up getting a 20% tip. I wish I did this now that I look back. I was shocked. I think I usually do a pretty good job, and then I ask myself why they only tipped 5%. I usually get 15% to 25% tip average based on my checkout. And I went above and beyond for these guys. But whatever. Good for you for doing that, that's F***king awesome lol. My daughter works in a college town at the local upscale steakhouse. It truly is wonderful. When their athletic staff brings in groups, recruits, alum, whatever, they're required by the university to tip at least 20%. Sounds like a good university. The most embarrassment I've ever felt. Apologies for formatting while on mobile. So, a little background about myself. I was notorious for forgetting coloring pages and crayons for children. I was supposed to immediately bring them out with the menus and waters. Anyway, about 6 years ago I was working at a small family-owned diner. This place was extremely popular for breakfast, but not so much for dinner. Unfortunately, I was always on the slower lunch/dinner shift. This meant that although I knew my regulars well, I didn't have the comfort of seeing the same faces every day like the breakfast shift did. A couple new faces come in, a mother and a daughter. I was determined to do my best, so I brought over the menus, waters, and a coloring page with crayons for the daughter. I get up there, do my standard greetings, looking at both of their faces, and immediately my heart drops. The daughter was not a small child, but a teenager with a form of dwarfism. Oh my gosh, when I say I couldn't apologize enough, it's an understatement. I felt horrible. Thankfully the mother was very friendly and actually laughed, took the pages, and colored them herself. The daughter, who I learned was 15, just kind of smiled, and I went to go hide my shame. They tipped me, but I don't remember how much, and I never saw them again. I have never forgotten, and I still cringe every time I remember it. Probably not their first or even last time. I worked in an amusement park, and for certain rides you could technically be taller than the height limit, but you needed to sign a waiver and have staff with you. I spent a day with this lovely family where the dad had dwarfism. He was always making jokes, standing under the pole going, "Not this one too." At least he has a sense of humor about it. Sounds like a dope dad. Haven't done that, but have mistakenly called a woman sir, and let me tell you, I was mortified. Her girlfriend actually corrected me. I apologized profusely and attempted to brush past and try to get a drink order. Turns out she did not take it well. She went and cried in her car, and the table ultimately requested a new server. I was super busy and in autopilot. Just a quick glance, and I saw a person with short, styled hair. Reminded me of Justin Bieber's hairstyle. She wore it very well, and a button-down dress, flannel collared shirt. My coworkers did not let me live that one down easily, lol. I stay away from words like guys, sir, or ma'am. I live in Pittsburgh, so I can get away with calling everyone Yins. If it's any consolation, my restaurant gives out Crunchies, deep-fried corn pasta, turns out really crunchy and airy, hard to explain, to kids when they come in. Family with a few kids and I think 4 adults come in, I give Crunchies to the kids, and one adult who was just very petite with short hair. Tried to save it by just bringing Crunchies out for everyone on the table. Have also called someone sir while running food during Saturday dinner rush. This sir was in fact an already very angry mom, as she had been waiting 40 minutes for her food. Oh well, it could have been worse. You didn't drag a high chair up to the table or anything. OMG, I had a very similar situation. One time it was really busy, and I was the only one on the floor. I see one tall person and one short person, and I say, "Do you need a kid's menu?" But then I got a good look at her face and realized she was like 30 or something. I profusely apologized, but they were both cool about it, lol. LOL. Once years ago I pulled into a venue parking lot. The young man taking parking lot payments took my money and said, "Thank you, sir." I cheerfully replied, "You're welcome, ma'am," and laughed. No harm, no foul. Back in the day when you bought movie tickets from a person at the box office, I used to use a line from the movie Groundhog Day. I'd approach with my wife and say, "One adult and one," promoting her to say, "adult." It's a dumb joke, but I liked it, smiley face. I'm 31 and 4 feet 11. I have recently been asked if I need a child's menu, and a few years ago I got asked by a policeman why I wasn't at school. I laugh about it, smiley face. Similar height, and once I went to speak at a middle school as an alumni of my college to answer questions about what being in college was like. A teacher in the parking lot asked me why I wasn't in class and threatened me with detention, lol. I served at a tavern connected to a hotel, not relevant at this moment, but will be in a second. I had a young, handsome couple sit down, and the wife waved me over. She asked me about a dish, I don't remember what, but we had 2 very similar dishes and I pointed at one of them in the menu and said, "Did you mean this one?" The husband laughed and was like, "Yeah honey, was it this one or this one?" At this moment I realized she was blind and had no idea what I was pointing to. I was profusely embarrassed. They ended up inviting me up to their hotel room for a threesome later. I did not join. My husband used to grow his hair out, and it was silky and beautiful. But you can't mistake him for anything other than a burly man from the front thanks to his full beard. This particular day he was sitting with his back to the waitress, so you know where this is going. She came up saying, "What can I get you ladies tonight?" To which we both burst out laughing. He's a good sport. I worked with a young woman, brand new to serving. She went to one of her tables and was taking drink orders. Gets to one guest and says, "And for you, ma'am?" "Sir? Sir? Ma'am?" I lost my sh*t when she told me that story. Long time problem legally served. Last night was the best day ever. A long-time issue customer will be legally served with papers banning him, and what amounts to a restraining order where he will be fined and trespassing charges pressed if he comes back. A few recent highlights leading to this. Around a year and a half ago now, we were on strict COVID mandates. 25% capacity, 8 bar stools around the bar area. We have so many regulars that it obviously filled quickly. One platonic couple comes a few times a week, and the man usually gets there first. Problem customer loses his absolute sh*t because he can't get a bar seat, calls the woman of the pair an entitled because her seat is being saved for her. My favorite customer tells him McDonald's has good drinks, he should go there. He leaves, raging. About 2 months ago now, we've been back at full swing for a while. He comes into a full bar, but can get a seat. Bartender is busy AF, and doesn't acknowledge him fast enough for his liking. He leaves and tells the host that bartender can F***ck off and die. Bartender pulls a no-no and texts him, saying she won't serve him again, and his reaction was inappropriate. It turns into a corporate thing, and bartender ends up crying in the office. This week, even worse. Like, death triggers worse. Another bartender's boyfriend/father to their infant relapsed and died a year ago. It was awful, and left a baby to grow up without a father. When sober, he was great. Bartender 2 asks problem how his food is, and his response is, "Not great because you haven't let me take you on a date yet." Bartender 2 jokingly responds, "You know what happened last time I dated a customer, right?" This shitstain replies, "Yeah, you killed him." Words cannot even describe. Thursday night, as once again my opening volume shift turns into an open-close, **T really hits the fan. Bartender 2 and another server are having a talk about an etiquette issue, and problem butts in. Server tells him they weren't speaking to him, and he loses it again. "I am a customer, you will not speak to me like that, I'll have your job." Server doesn't back down, he keeps shushing her. Problem tries to rope an off-the-clock employee into his bullsh**T but is unsuccessful. Then writes an angry note to corporate while sitting at the bar, causing a scene. Many customers checked on us after he left to make sure we were okay, and that server was in the right. Our regional director is there Friday night when server, both bartenders, and myself get there. He talks to managers and staff, and lets us know legal action is being taken against problem and he is banned. Why did this require legal action and not just a manager telling the customer not to come back? It's such a simple fix. You'd think, but here we are. You assume the dude is a logical and reasonable person. Even if the guy does come back, there will be legal consequences, as opposed to adhering to someone's "don't come back" comment. Guy sounds like a D-bag, but one question: how did the bartender have his number to text him? Are they friends? Seems kinda strange. I'm guessing he gives his number to all female bartenders. Limited info here, but he seems like the kind of guy that does that sort of thing. Facebook Messenger, not text. Sorry. Clearly there is something fundamentally wrong with the guy. To be repeatedly treated in a hostile way and keep coming back is just stupid. Not realizing you are the common denominator in it all is just beyond me. Banned from many other places. This place one of the last, if any, left. These people never seem to realize they're the problem. Even beyond the point of absurdity. So, next Friday night? The 17th? Update, of course. We very much expect him to come up once served. I hope I'm there, or someone at least videos it. It's always crazy how dumb corporations are in there. We can't lose a single customer thinking. Keeping back customers makes you lose good customers. I used to work for Starbucks, and we would absolutely lose regular customers who were made uncomfortable by the same customers who made the employees uncomfortable. So many things have been written on how bad customers hurt businesses, but they never listen. Glad you finally are getting rid of one of your subhumans. Glad you're getting rid of problem customer, but you all have some serious boundary issues in that place. How the F***ck was he allowed back in after the first incident? That's piss poor management. I'm glad corporate is taking action against this loon. To not do so would open them to liability should loony decide to go Columbine on your restaurant. Never assume because they've been manageable, they'll stay manageable. In college, I worked at an upscale 24-hour restaurant. We had many regulars, including Larry. He was around 40, lived with his mom and collected disability for mental health problems. A little intense, he fancied himself an artist/poet, and would sit at the coffee bar doodling for hours most nights. Larry became part of the fabric of the place, and was considered harmless. Then Larry developed a crush on a server named Tess, but nobody took it seriously. He started trying to talk to Tess during her shifts, brought her roses, which she declined, wrote poems for her. Nobody took him seriously. Larry started to spiral over the next few months. He became twitchy and paranoid, and mouthed off when told to leave Tess alone. Our naive GM reluctantly 86-foot him. She treated Larry like a naughty schoolboy, and didn't take him seriously. A few weeks later during Friday dinner rush, Larry strode in, a crazy Charles Manson, this is IT look in his eyes. When the GM tried to shoo him out, he hit her in the face, breaking her glasses. Then he stormed out, got in his car and rammed my coworker's vehicle, pushing it into mine. Finally, management took Larry seriously. Cops caught him, and we never saw him again. Some customers should be fired, especially those who foment discord or make staff uncomfortable. Stay frosty and take no crap. Why did the bartender have his number? LOL. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and we will see you in the next video.